want to talk about just about the technique I was using for that 0.5 seconds. And I'm using the Sparrow Shanks. And I got a little piece of tape of them just because there is a slight curve in these. So they're not symmetric. So I find it easier when these are facing towards me, and when they go in the lock, they work a little better with the flat end towards my wrists. So I'll just go through what the technique I'm doing, and it looks so easy when you see it in the video, but it is actually very difficult. It took me quite a bit of practice just to be able to do that. So what I need to do is actually just like you would normally, just need to insert this and pull back. So I'm just inserting it and pulling back like this. And you do have to get that pretty accurate. If I'm just a little bit off, a little bit of angle, nothing happens. So you got to actually insert it at the right angle, and you have to be pretty precise about that. And same thing on the other side. You have to get that in at pretty much the same angle, pretty much the exact correct angle for it to work. And then the technique is I just line them up as best I can and pull them out about an inch. And then I just try and thrust them in there at the same time. And this is just something that I'm not going to show right now, but just this little minute ways that you hold the actual the Sparrow Shanks here to get them in at the right angle, because you can see they get stuck. Like, that's stuck. I can't get in. It has to go in pretty much exactly in the right location and at the right angle. If it's, obviously if I hit the thing, it's not going to go in, but I find my right hand a lot easier because I can put it against, just to have more dexterity on this, and I can hold it against the bit of my thumb here, and that helps me get it in. And then on the left side, it is much more of a, less dexterous side, and also it's much more difficult to put in. And one of the things I'm thinking of doing is perhaps putting something on my thumb or something to hold this a little better, and also perhaps something to hold the cuff at a different angle, because this is much easier if I push it up in this direction. Just, it becomes more flat relative. Like, I'm getting that almost every single time, so that would be a big win. And that's it. That's the technique. Just start about an inch out and then thrust them both in at the same time. If you miss, just take them out and start again. And eventually you'll, it's hard to do this and talk at the same time. You'll get them both in at the same time, and you just forcefully push back. Oops, see, this one's not going because it's at a slightly wrong angle. And then open your hands up. And that's the technique. And I practiced this for about an hour and a half last night, and just trying to get these things to line up. And I got it, maybe them in well about half a dozen times. So that just tells you how difficult that move is. Like I said, I think if I can re-angle these just by a few degrees on my wrists, that would make it significantly easier. And it's much easier with the right hand, a little bit because it's more dexterous, and just the way the cuff sits on that hand and the way I can maneuver it to push up against the meat of my palm really helps stabilize it. This one, it's too close. Doesn't work well, so I have to hold it out from the palm. And that's very dexterous, because I also have to be able to not only get it in, but also pull directly perpendicular to it. So that's my technique. Thank you.